All right, we have the trigger box in pieces. Let's put it together. First things first, we will start with the clicky spring on the side. We don't forget it later. There is only one way how this goes in. There is a notch, so we just align it like so. And now we can put the screws back in place. I'm gonna start with the top one, secure it, and the bottom one is with the silver washer. So we just put it over it and we screw it in. There we go. Now we can turn it around and we can start assembling the rest. We have the spring disconnected, so we just connect it again. Like so, and now we hook it like so from the bottom first, then we turn it around, and now we need to get the hook or the open end back into the hole. Like so. Now I have it above it, and once we have it like this, we just squeeze it together to close the loop again. A little bit more. There we go. Now it's closed and we can proceed. Don't forget these white washers. They are there to reduce friction. We take the cut pin that has flat sides and we put it here. The flat sides will be facing the right, so the front of the trigger box. We put the washers on the sides like this, and we place it in. Again, hopefully you can see a little bit on the video. Flat side is right here, washers are there, and we just leave it there like so. Next thing what we will take is the trigger itself. We have one washer on the side, one washer on the other side, and a big rounded pin goes through it. Make sure the washers are in place, and we place it in the hole into the body. Now we take this spring guide stopper, and we actually have to lift the trigger part again a little bit and place it in. You will notice that there is a notch for the spring. That's how it goes in there. There is a notch for this thing here, so this is the correct orientation. Click it inside of the spring where the notch sits, and then it's not gonna jump out on you anymore. It's actually staying in there. Last but not least, we have this piece with the spring. We can also kind of loosely put it here, because what we will be able to do now is to actually close it with the other side, like so, and then we just put everything where it belongs while putting pressure on it. You cannot do this if you have the screw for the safety fully installed, because the screw from the safety actually goes into this hole. It would prevent you from aligning everything. You can either unscrew it a little bit or just remove it completely to just, have the surefire way of being able to do what I do. Okay, we just carefully align the pinholes that we have. If it falls out, doesn't really matter that much, because we can also do it this way. We take the spring out. What you can also do is just hold it like this if it's jumping out. And now we have it there. All right, and you can see that now I am holding it with my fingers, and I am basically ready to start putting the screws back in place. There is no specific order or length of the screws, so you can pick any one of them. I would suggest starting with this one. Don't tighten it all the way because we need to be able to move the things a little bit. Let's do this one a little bit just to kind of hold it in place. And once you have these two, the worst part is over. Now, important step, this sear needs to be straight. If I would tighten the front without it being straight, it would block it and it wouldn't really work. So I make sure that it's straight, then I'm gonna hold it like so and secure these two screws, and at that point we are pretty much done. Now it's holding, the sear is straight. You can actually see the sear end here on the bottom. If you don't see this or if it looks different, start again, because it will probably seize up and it will not move the way we need it to move. Now we can tighten all the screws. Everything should go smoothly. You don't need too much force to tighten them. And now before we put in the safety, we just check that this is moving up and down, that this is going down and up and down, that it's pulling on this while pulling down, and that this is moving. Everything is perfect. Now we can place the safety back in place with the Phillips head. Just like that. All right? And at this point, the trigger box is finished. Now we can put it back onto the barrel. So we just place it here. See, there is the spring guide right there. So we put it all the way to the right from my perspective. It basically engages with this spring guide stopper. So we put it in, clicks a little bit, and we have two more screws to secure everything in place. Here you can put some screw glue if you want to. It's just gonna make sure that it will not come loose anytime soon. Don't use a super strong one, medium or low strength screw glue. All right, at this point everything is where it belongs. We can take the lower, we slide it carefully, aligning everything. Just clicks in place, no force required whatsoever. Long screw goes here in the front. We remove the fake magazine. Silver screw goes right here in the middle. Hopefully you can see it. We will tighten the middle one first, just like that. We change to a slightly smaller bit. We can tighten this one. And we will have only one screw missing that goes behind the cylinder or the charging handle, bolt handle. That's the best for that. And the last screw is going here behind the bolt handle. We screw it in, make it tight. Not too tight though, you don't want to strip it. And at this point, the SSG11 is back together. Of course, as always, don't forget to put the fake magazine tool back in place. And now at this point, the SSG11 is back together.